Now we
Are
are.
we?
Oh, is there sound?
Let me check.
Yes, there is.
I hear
Yep.
sound.
I sound, yeah.
Yes, there is. I hear sound. No, you can't.
Oh, yes.
Oh
everyone else
no,
can hear the
OBS, you
again.
bastard.
No, OBS. No BS.
No BS. All BS, actually.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Hello, and welcome to the CatsMeow RPG show. Isle of the Damned, episode 7, unlike what it says in the title.
Okay, let's see. Alright, things seem to be working now on my end. But now I can't hear my players. So that's fun. Hold on. We'll do a quick Discord reset.
Oh my
No.
god.
This show is
There we
about
go.
Lily. You guys,
Yeah.
we're
Hello.
just the sidekicks tonight.
We lose more
Lily's
storytellers
become-
that way.
Indeed.
Oh my god, we're getting dragged.
There we go.
Lily has become my fight and flight form for Protean.
Makes sense.
Incredible.
And with that, hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Isle of the Damned, episode 7. But I forgot to update the stream information. It should be updated now.
I can see it's updated now.
Hello and welcome to our janky stream for tonight's events.
We're
This
professionals.
exactly. My name is Mark, aka the CatsMeow, and this is my Vampire the Dark Ages series called Isle of the Damned. These are my lovely players, and we're going to go through an introduction with all of them. We're going to do it in a very specific order that I've decided, and we're going to start off with Rebecca. Why don't you introduce yourself and your character to us?
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I play Sister Iris of Clan Sombra.
Very nice. Next up, Drew, introduce us to you and your character.
Hi, I'm Drew, and I play Sir Oliver de Normandy, the Templar Ventru Knight.
Very nice. Next up, Blue, introduce us to you and your character.
Y'all, I'm Blue, and I play Gwyneth, a current Prince of Peel, and little Zamitzi friend. Nothing to worry about.
Exactly. Next up, Thomas, introduce yourself and your character.
Hello. My name is Thomas, and I'll be playing Randolph, Clan Gangrel. That's all you need to know.
Very nice. And last and certainly not least, Mars, please introduce us to the horrific murderer known as Maud.
Well, it's just as you said. I'm Mars, not the horrific murderer, and I play Maud, the horrific murderer, and she is an Aramate.
I think with that we can go into the recap of last time's session. Does anyone want to lead that for today? I believe last
You
time.
said Thomas gets to choose.
Yep.
Yeah, Thomas gets to pick
Yeah,
someone to
you
do it.
do.
So, Thomas, who will you be foisting this responsibility onto?
Choose yourself.
Now I'm not cruel, so I will not make Drew read my chicken scratch notes. So I'm gonna roll 1d4
God.
minus 1.
Oh, I'll still give you a recap. It just
Rebecca.
won't be very good.
Oh, goodness, I'm so surprised that it's me.
No, hold on.
Alright.
It's 3. It is 3 minus 1. So that is
No,
Mars.
it's fine. I'll do it.
Sorry.
I've got it.
Very.
Whatever.
Alright.
Okay.
So that's Thomas. He'll be playing somebody new next week. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I think we just have to replace him because I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I gotta find a
Alright,
new
so am I
person who can work at this weird time in the evening.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yes,
Go
so
for
am I
it,
reading
Maz.
them?
Yeah.
Alright. Yes, we started with last session with the little like preamble section, which was Maud and her sire, specifically in kind of like a northern forest. They seemed to be like having a like kind of like fight and or sparring match kind of thing, and where she was like repeating, strength is more than sinew and steel, kind of training her to command spirits as well. Then we pivoted to a scene of Maud, kind of like in the dim glow of a firelight as she leaned over a figure in kind of similar physicality to her. The individual in question seemed to be like like bloody neck, and Maud kind of like leaned over her, her mouth kind of like covered in blood as well. And then we faded to the interior of the church as we dealt with the fallout of the previous session where Ola had run the fuck off. And Maud then decided to attempt to go looking on her own, kind of sending off Iris to inform the others, in particular Randolph, while she attempted to track Ola down, although this did not pan out at the time because of fantastic rolls. Yes, then kind of like pivoted back to the others kind of like having a conversation back in like the council area. Trying to recall the specifics of that bit because I don't have notes on it.
Gwyneth was telling Randolph to follow his instincts instead of being
Yes,
nice.
indeed. Instead of being nice and listening to Iris, and then Iris immediately walked in afterwards, telling the others essentially to like about the current situation. So, prompting Randolph to go off to join Maud in looking for Orla, while the others, I believe, pivoted to dealing with was it Sigrid? Sigrid, how do you pronounce his name? Yeah,
Sigrid.
down in the Sigrid down in the dungeons, where he was grinding his hands against the ground, revealing like a lot of fucking up his hands, basically, uh, making some runes while he kept going on and on about the kind of like fucked up shit that he has in his head at the moment. And I believe Gwynedd, using that cool like flesh crafting shit, like mended the hands, but
better.
now there are no fingerprints.
Nothing wrong.
Exactly, and there was
Also, I
definitely
forgot
no
to
training
add,
involved.
he doesn't have a nail on that finger anymore. It's just flesh.
He doesn't need it.
Yeah, sounds
Great!
Get him some acrylics.
Great!
Get him some acrylics.
Great! I
Nothing
love
like
it.
a bit of mild body horror.
Exactly, I love it. But yeah, you did manage to get some. You guys did manage to get some information from that, if I recall. Then pivoted back to Randolph and Maud as they were kind of pursuing Orla, and Maud was like practically near starving the entire time. Got to the point where they were pursuing Orla in a carriage with a couple other individuals. They seemed to be nearly in the midst of like an ambush by the creepy little ghoul dogs. But we decided to beat them to the punch, and which led to us having to fight both of them off. And pretty much nearly killed all of them, except I believe 3 dogs got away and 1 person got away, which we'll fix. And then Maud fell to the beast and killed Orla.
Indeed.
Yeah. You guys also had a meeting with the King of
With
the
the king?
Isles and his spy
yes, I
master.
didn't have notes about that.
Yes.
His spy master is a
Oh, good to
bitch.
know.
He's
Oh
such a
yeah,
dick.
yeah.
He's, it's whatever.
I
It's
mean,
like he
I'd be
cares about his
suspicious
country
of
or
these.
something.
Yeah, I'd be suspicious of these random shadowy figures as well. But
I
I
mean,
mean,
considering
he's
he
our
was
enemy at the
like,
moment, which makes
they
him
were
a
like,
bad guy.
we're here to see Father Collins. And you're like, Father Collins isn't around anymore. That's
You
fucking
tell us
suspicious.
though.
Who are you guys? We
You
work for
tell us
him.
though, we
Definitely.
promise.
We're friends of him.
Um,
Oh yeah.
he told us he was having a problem with feuding families, and we were like, we're on it. And P.S., while Father Collins is away, Iris and Gwyneth are happy to counsel you about stuff. And yeah, I will say the things that we got from Sigurd, funnily enough, were that he thinks Ragnarok is coming because
Oh yeah.
a woman has been talking to him inside his head, and
Yep.
he stole Orla because basically she's the chosen one who's gonna avert
Oh
all of it.
yeah. The
Nothing's
chosen one
wrong.
thing.
It's
Yep.
fine, you
Called us the
guys.
children
It's
of
totally
Loki.
fine. Yeah, which
Uh,
whatever.
Well,
Loki
I
wishes,
think he's
but
said.
I think it's the children of something else. Yeah.
Actually,
We
I
are
don't
we are the
remember.
children of Loki, and
I
he
think he
said
might
that
have said
Frigg
that.
spoke to him.
He might have said
yes,
children of Loki.
Frigg was the one speaking to him. He did
Yeah.
for sure. Loki was
Okay.
mentioned.
Yeah, and he definitely said frick. Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And
All
then
right.
it was now.
Now it is. Yeah, then it
Me.
is
Then it was
now,
now.
and now it is then. As we find
Yay.
ourselves returning to this strange time period of ancient entities of power and blood. As we begin, as we normally do, with our preamble vision and some music.
Yeah.
Session 7. We see in flickering fragments memories of the past. We see a young girl in a flash of wild red hair, laughing as she runs through a field, innocent and free. The sun shines down upon her as we see her wander this large field of flowers. We watch her grow, age, becoming a young woman, beautiful, full of life, happiness. A future that looked bright. Until we see her face once more and we recognize her as Orla. We watch as she wanders the streets before she is surrounded by a group of brutal men. They claim to be working for a man by the name of Sigurd and take her captured. We watch as darkness envelops her as she is dragged into Sigurd's manor and forced to listen to his fervid mutterings of Ragnarok and of Draugr. We see her terror build as a stranger. A monster cloaked in the form of man bursts into the room from the window, battling Sigurd and taking her captive once more. We see as she encounters more of these monsters, as they talk around her as if she was not even there, as if she was not even a person, just a thing. We watch as she takes the brief moment she has to escape, running into the city, watching as the sun falls over the horizon, knowing that the monsters would return and that they would come for her. We watch as she is in a carriage, making her way out of the city, desperately hoping that she can escape whatever it is that's following her. Hoping that they would not go after her family nor her loved ones. Hoping desperately that there might be an option. Instead, she finds herself in the carriage under attack. These monsters in human flesh, clawing and tearing into men like paper. Paper filled with blood and organs and death. We then watch as she desperately tries to flee before one of these creatures calls within her a deep fear. As we watch it pounce upon her and sink its fangs deep into her throat. We see another flicker of a memory. Her youth. A loving maternal figure stroking their hand through her hair, telling her that she was meant for greatness. A greatness that will not come to pass. For in this world of darkness, she is not a person. She is a thing. For great monsters, powerful and ancient. With that, we return to the aftermath of the carriage, as Maud pulls back from the desiccated, pale body. Blood down her maw and her chest, staining her clothing. As he turns around to see Randolph pulling himself away from another corpse.
Blood, too, drips from his fingers, now no longer talons because it's a different scene, but as well his lip, his tongue stained red. Despite being just as hungry and filling himself just then, he's in his element as a predator, and he looks at Maud and says, "You back with us, Maud?"
I'm back with you.
Good. Primary mission failed, but we've got more to do. More people have seen us. 2 mortals escaped and 3 of the dogs.
I think it was one of them, right?
It
One
was
of
One
two
noble, one
mortals.
guard.
Oh, it was 2, never mind.
Yes, the noble went in that direction, and the guard went in that direction.
Yep.
The game's changed a little bit with, and it takes him a moment to remember her name. Orla there. Since she's of the O'Catharines, it means that most likely Sister Morana's going to take her death as something of an imposition, so we might as well cover it up as best we can. The ambush provides a useful excuse.
I think that's a good idea.
Are
helps
you...
That,
Oh, sorry, you go.
helps that the wounds look the way they do, I guess.
Are you... Alright. This isn't normally your, style.
I'm managing. I didn't want this to happen, but that's how it panned out. I have to deal with that.
Alright. Well, we still got a couple more things to deal with. We are friends, so if you need any help, keeping yourself fed, I am available. But we got more people to murder.
Why? Let's go find him.
You want to take the noble, or do you want to take the guard?
I'll take the guard.
Get on ya. And I think with that, while the dogs are still witnesses in Randolph's mind, they are much less important because dogs can't talk to people. Gotta protect the silence.
I mean, the dogs are
Definitely.
their own breach of the silence in their own way.
They are.
They'll be dealt with later, but at the moment they're a convenient excuse.
Right then.
Hooray.
Alright, so you two both split up to trace down your specific targets. In this case, are you running them down or are you tracking them down? Because those will be two different skills.
I'll be tracking them down, though at speed if I can. I don't tire, and they do.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's kind of about
I
whether
think
you want
Maud
to
is-
catch up to him or you want them to tire and then you get to them.
Ah,
Speed's of the essence, but I'm a tracker. I'll track.
yeah.
Right.
I think it's the same for Maud.
Alright then, if you are tracking, that will be a... Wits Survival. I will also
Could
allow
I-
Perception at a higher difficulty.
Ooh, perception. Ooh. Would you say navigation would count for this?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do
Would you
that
say
then.
travel would count for this?
Travel?
Yes.
I don't think so.
He's going on holiday.
All right.
Because I think you're specifically tracking someone down. You're not trying to get to a destination.
Indeed.
So
Let's
for
see how it goes.
Wits Survival, that'll be standard difficulty. For Perception Survival, that'll be difficulty 8.
Difficulty 8. Yep.
Four successes.
All
2
successes.
successes, but how does the 'cause I
With a
forget.
specialty, a 10 takes as
Yeah.
counts as 2 successes.
Oh,
So
okay,
3.
cool. So it'll be 3.
All right
Yeah.
then. All right then. Both of you managed to find the trail to track down your designated prey. Thus begins the more time-consuming part of the hunt. As you slowly find yourselves having to track down your specific preys. We're going to start off with Thomas. Roll me a d10 and tell me high or low.
Oh no.
Oh boy, my favorite. I'm going to say high.
All right.
3, not high.
3. Okay. As you are tracking down this noble, you see a part where you can smell blood among the mud. As you look down to see what looks to be a branch that's got a slight amount of blood on it on its jagged edge. As you continue following the scent of blood, you eventually find the noble collapsed at the edge of a forest. Right next to, where you can see in the distance, a town. Or a village, I suppose would be more of the correct. Nonetheless, he's like currently slumped against a log and is currently trying to pull himself through the mud and dirt to get out of the forest. As you see him.
I want to really quickly check my path real quick. Yeah. I think He can respect, as a survivor, the will to survive, as he can still remember being that person, low on blood, injured, panicked, trying to fight his way to escape the forest. But it didn't work out for Randolph, and it's not going to work out for this guy. I think one hand over mouth, one hand on, under shoulder, looping and pulling him back into the forest, so that the town will not be able to spot.
Make a... First of all, dexterity stealth to sneak up to him. This will be standard difficulty because he's not really paying attention. He's mostly focused on trying to survive.
That is 4 successes, assuming silent movement counts.
Absolutely. As you manage to get close to him and grab onto him, make a strength brawl.
Strength brawl.
This won't be that difficult.
4 successes.
Yeah. You grab him and start pulling him back as you can feel him kicking and trying to push against you, yelling into your hands, begging to survive.
If after a certain point, cause this guy isn't just prey, he's a potential threat. I should like to, as I drag him deeper into the forest, which he tried so hard to escape, to see if I can force some answers out of him. And if not, I'll just kill him. And if I do, I'll just kill him. Because I am a bad person. I turn him around, pushing him up against a tree, forcing him against the bark, head held up. And I say, why were you trying to escape? Why were you taking Orla out of the city?
See him just go, I don't want to die, please, don't kill me. Please, I'll give you anything you want, anything at all.
The worst thing that could have happened to you, that will ever happen to you, has already happened. It's over now. Relax. Answer my question.
Make a charisma empathy? Difficulty 9.
Could I use my strength instead of empathy because I'm menacing him?
I'll allow strength intimidation.
Yeah, I think I'll go with that.
And this will be difficulty. Difficulty 8 instead of 9.
All right, let's see how it goes.
You're basically trying
2
to cow him.
successes. Holy shit!
Yeah. I think, he stops struggling for a moment as he just kind of looks at you, realizing that it's already over, that he can't win. I don't even know who you're talking about. It's just a simple job. I was just supposed to get some goods to the town.
She came to you. She asked for help.
She just gave me coin. I didn't ask why. I didn't think it would. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
You a Christian?
Nods.
You did a good deed. You're gonna go to heaven. Close your eyes.
His eyes slowly close as he whimpers.
He's not gonna die in any pain, as the pleasure of the kiss overtakes him, and I leave him drained in the forest for, hopefully, no one but wild animals to find.
Yep. You gain Are you draining him completely or draining him partially? Just till he's not going to recover.
I'm already full. I think I'm going to drain him nearly completely.
Okay.
Enough to kill him, not enough to leave him like shriveled.
We'll say like 7 points then.
Yeah, I'm already full, so it's just the nicest way I have of killing.
I think that what happens is you drink past your maximum till he's dead. And then I'm gonna need you to make me a...
Oh, if it's like a thing that is hard to do, I'll blood buff to go away the excess.
If you're burning the excess, that's fine then.
Yeah.
I think either way, I'll have you make a stamina roll. Straight stamina. Plus any fortitude you have.
Let's do it. I do have fortitude. I'll just roll soak, basically.
Yeah.
0 successes.
Yeah. I think what actually happens is you drink, and then as you go to burn it, you realize you're not burning it quickly enough. As suddenly a geyser of blood erupts from your mouth, spewing onto the ground, covering it in blood. I'm gonna say you lose... Not including what you would have got from that, you lose 4 points of blood. As like you
4
tried
points
to burn
blood,
some of
not
it.
including what I drink.
Yeah, essentially your full max and then -4.
Got you. I think as he chokes, as the glut kind of overcomes him, he goes, "No, Randolph, you tried to do something nice. It's well, no, you just killed them, didn't you? Okay." And as he kind of covers the body a little bit more, even though hunting dogs will be attracted to it, the vitae will soon become dead and inert, and the blood will remain. So he's going to finish the job. He's going to see if he can reconnect with Maud.
Alright. With that, we cut back to Maud. Mars, roll me a d10 and tell me high or low.
Yeah. All right. 1d10. I would like to say high. That is on the higher
Nice.
side.
That is on the high side.
Thank God.
As you're tracking him down, you eventually find him slumped up against a tree, breathing heavily. His weapon is drawn. He'd have his back to the tree as he's kind of looking around. Make a dexterity stealth
All
as you
right.
approach.
Dexterity stealth.
He will get a chance to
here it is.
recognize you.
All right.
Or spot you, I should say.
Yeah. Was it standard difficulty?
Yes, it'd be standard diff. As it's a
Alright.
contested roll.
3 successes.
Alright. Two successes on his end. So yeah,
Mhm.
you managed to sneak up to him. You see him, sword out, leaning against the tree, breathing heavily, looking around as you're kind of sneaking through the forest closer and closer to him. He doesn't seem to have noticed you, but there is a bit of distance between you and him at the moment. How would you like to handle this?
I think as he still hasn't noticed her yet, I think Maud might try to get the jump on him and close that distance as quickly as she can.
Alright. This is going to be a... let's say dexterity brawl. Unless you have a weapon.
Ooh.
I don't remember if you had a weapon.
She probably didn't bring it with her in this case. Yeah.
That's true, because yours is a spear, isn't it? Or no, it's an axe.
Axe, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
That's a
axe. I don't think
little
she can
harder
see
to
axe.
hide.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so yeah, dexterity
Yeah.
roll.
Dexterity brawl. Standard.
Yes, this would be a standard diff.
Yes.
And he does not get a defense because he does not see you coming.
Hooray!
Nice.
3 successes again.
I think with that, yeah, you get the jump on him. As he, like, goes to swing his sword at you, you just knock it out of the way as you grab onto him. Is there anything you would like to do, or are you just planning to kill him?
I think Maud might. I think she might try to grab him by the neck.
Yeah.
And then try to pin him against the tree.
Yeah.
What do you know about all that?
What the I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Why you're in that carriage?
I'm just it's just a job. I was just there to, you know, protect everyone. What the fuck are you? I don't know, bandits and shit. Look, are you a bandit? Look, I mean, I'll give you whatever I have, whatever you want. I can give it to you. Just let me go. All right?
I can't do that. I think Maud's grip on his neck would tighten for a second, but I think that she would... I think that she'd pause, just kind of holding him there, thinking.
You can hear him choking. She can't breathe.
Yeah.
He's basically like clawing at your arm, but your arm is like steel. It doesn't fucking move as he's like desperately trying to claw at it.
I think she, for a moment, she doesn't let go of him, but she loosens her grip and places him back on the ground.
Yeah. You got a gasp from him.
Is there anything you'd like me to pass on? To your family?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Alright. Seeing as he didn't seem to have anything in mind, I think Maud would resume what she was doing a moment ago and would, I think, grab his neck again, this time kind of like digging her nails in, before she kind of like pushes him into the tree.
Strength roll.
Yeah, let's go.
If you'd like, you can spend a point to activate your potents. Are back. Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
We just had a crash. Ain't that fun?
This weekly interruption of our game brought to you by OBS.
Yay.
Yes. All right.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it was strength brawl, correct?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, I think I'll spend a point of blood to make those order successes.
What's so scary?
Yeah. Yeah, my dot of potent. Yeah, so that's 4 auto successes.
That was a noise.
Holy shit. So that is 9 successes, and if you can apply a specialty,
If I can apply my
13.
specialty.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Listening.
fucking Christ.
I mean, it's overkill anyways.
Yeah, almost immediately you squeeze. He gasps for air, and then suddenly there is a snap. And the sounds of his windpipe crushing. His eyes bulge in his head for a moment before they go dark. And he is dead.
I think Maud would clearly seeing that he's dead would loosen her grip and she'd lower him to the ground. I think that she'd take a second to kind of like see if she can bury his body.
You just digging a pit and putting him in it?
Yeah, just digging a pit and putting it in it, yeah.
Alright, this will be a... strength. And... yeah, survival.
Yeah, strength survival. Hell yeah. Alright. Strength survival. That's stealth, whoops.
One of the many unmarked graves on the Isle of Man.
Indeed.
Two successes.
You would also roll your potence die, if you're not auto-spending.
Oh, yes, I would.
Yes.
Yes, I'll just add. Well, I'm
About the
gonna add
same.
anything about
No
Still,
extra
still two
successes.
sixes.
Yeah, no
Okay.
extra successes, exactly.
You managed to dig him a shallow grave and unceremonially drop his body in it.
I think Maud would, in contrast to the kind of like very intense way that she kind of crushed his throat, would kind of like place him down there with a surprising amount of kind of like gentleness, as she does have a respect for like spirits in the land and the dead. So she would like just kind of like, after she kind of like placed him in there unceremoniously, like try to fill up the very shallow grave.
Mm-hmm.
After
Again,
that, she would.
you know,
Oh, yep.
I was just saying, you're piling dirt on top of it. It's good
Yeah,
for
I
now.
mean, it's a amount of
It's
dirt.
makeshift.
Yeah, makeshift.
You basically know it, so it's unlikely his body would be like accidentally buried up by an animal or something, or uncovered by an animal.
Yeah. I think as well, after that, she would attempt to make her way back to where she thinks Randolph might be. Maybe double back to the scene of the crime.
Mm-hmm. All right. With that, you guys managed to regroup together.
All right. Well, mine's taken care of. Poor people.
Mine too.
All right. So, where do we go next? Do we get our story straight and go to the prince, or do we go after the ghoul dogs and complete a task set before us by Father Collins?
I do think that clearing up the loose end first might make the situation seem a little bit more favorable to the prince.
Smart idea. That's why you're the ideas gal. Let's go to killing some dogs.
Hi.
Yeah, with that. First of all, make me a wit survival to try and grab the trail of one of these dogs.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Wait, survival. Patient standard.
6 successes.
5 successes.
Yeah.
We are so good at this.
Yeah.
You guys do manage to find the trail of some of these hounds, following it before eventually seeing this guy who was dragged off by the hounds. You see his mangled, bloody corpse that has been torn apart by these rabid dogs, just kind of left in the woods, and then the trail continues onwards.
Don't judge me. I think, like, open cavity, slightly bloody. I'd like to lick up a couple of points of vitae if I could.
You can grab, I'd say, 1.5. Because you have your
One and a
food is done.
half?
No.
Very cool. Let's get up to that. Um, like a beast on the prowl, muzzle bloody. Randolph looks up, and kind of gestures with his head. And like 6 successes, 5 successes. We're great at this. We've hunted in lockstep before.
Yeah.
We probably continue on.
All right.
Yes.
With that, as you both prowl your way further into the forests, we return to the meeting room. As we see Sir Oliver, Iris, and Prince Gwynedd sitting in the meeting room, waiting for the arrival of Randolph and Maud with more information, only to find you have not heard from them. And it is starting to get quite late in the night. You have reached the part where midnight has passed, and you have about 5 hours till daylight, and you have heard not hide nor hair from either of them since.
Oh. Perhaps it was more arduous than they anticipated and needed to go hunt afterwards.
Clearly some complication. I'm sure we'll find out in time.
Certainly, I have the utmost faith in Maud, and Randolph is capable as well.
At
Indeed.
any rate, what would we go do? I don't fancy the idea of trying to track Randolph. Ever.
No, we will leave them to their task. In the meanwhile, we have a few orders of business. For example, there's a Tremere we need to get back to. And I should also like to call, the Baroness of Ulster, before the court to, welcome her properly to Peel, as she is our guest.
Correction, the Baroness of Ulster is not in Peel. Her servant, or her representative, Maine, is in Peel.
Mm-hmm.
The Baroness of Ulster is presumably
I did not get that.
in Ulster.
And
Yeah,
I'm
Maine
sorry,
of
their
Clan
name is what?
Bruja. Maine like the state.
That is the name of the person who is the representative.
Got it.
The name of the Baroness is Elaine. Lelleen. Elaine.
Maine and Elaine.
Good to know. But yes, the representative who is our guest trade for Randolph's old friend not joining the battle yesterday. I would like to know more about what she can do for us and vice versa. On both counts, actually.
Certainly.
So,
how would you like us to go about finding him? Send a message or send one of us
Yes, I think-
specifically?
I think a message will suffice unless either of you have an interest in summoning them.
I have none, though I'm curious as to what you have decided to do about the Tremere.
What
I
point?
think that we will look best if we allow the Tremere to stay, but he must be useful to us. And that is what this conversation will be about. I would also like to know more about what he wishes to study for the next few years.
What? In what way would you need them to be of use?
He said he could. He said he could benefit us in some way by being here, so they do have uses, presumably.
Certainly.
In this case, let's us.
Go on.
If a letter sent out is what you wish, we shall tend to that immediately. Is there any specifics you have?
I think having them not arrive at the same time, perhaps the Tremere tonight and the Baroness's representative can reply with what time maybe suits them.
Very well.
I'm gonna send my messenger. It's my messenger.
Hi, baby.
We'll carry the letters.
You're the
Yep.
cutest little
Read it
messenger
to the
you are.
messenger.
Staring right into
Staring
the camera.
into my soul.
Dead
Yeah.
eye stare.
I looked
I
it up and I
love
just saw
them.
the eye.
Watching.
Anytime anyone messes with Gwyneth ever, like Artemis is just gonna go and take him out. That's it. He's my
Artemis.
assassin.
Aw. Hey, what am I, job liver?
Oh, not to me.
Yes, now they can see all of you. Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Alright then. So, do you call for the Tremere to visit you all?
Yep. Yep, I sure do.
It does not take long before the Tremere returns. Oswald steps into the
Oh, good.
chamber.
I forgot his name. I was like, Tremere number
Oh,
5, get
because-
over here.
How might I be able to help you, my prince? I can remember what his
The
accent
Prince's
is.
Court has considered your request to stay in the city to do your studies. May we ask for more information about the nature of those studies?
The ancient Gaelic people of this isle have long since had their own customs, rituals. Some have even called it forms of magic, sorcery. As well,
See.
when the Norse settlers arrived, they came up with their own explanation for these ancient powers of the Isle. I have been researching the commonality between such Nordic beliefs, theories, and how they set up to the classical Gaelic versions.
What sort of thing goes into these rituals?
Well, I suppose it depends on which group you are talking of. Both find themselves channeling spirits, or gods in some interpretations. Usually making sacrifices or performances to invoke their names, or, well, their domains.
Sacrifices?
Yeah.
Of what
Often,
sort?
oh, usual, I would imagine. Grain, produce, cattle. Indeed, sometimes people.
An interesting study, to be sure. I should like to see what you come up with, if I may.
I would be happy to share. So long as I am, of course, allowed to continue my research within the city and within the Isle itself.
One other thing in regard to that, I believe when you first made your introduction, you said that you might be of use to the court or the city while you're here. Could you tell us more about that?
Well, I am a powerful thaumaturge myself. One who commands the very powers of, well, the blood. I have such things as the abilities to divine the nature of vitae, as well as other forms of life fluids.
And so if we had need of such a service, we could call upon you.
Most certainly. I could provide you with much information in that regard. I'm also one well versed in my own set of rituals. Ways of warding one's domains against threats, as well as tracking down important individuals should you have need for it.
That sounds quite useful. Yes, I think we shall give you permission to continue your studies in the city. Oswald.
Indeed. Is there a formal agreement as to how long I will be allowed to?
Well, I think you didn't know precisely how long it would be. 5 or 10 years, did you say?
About a decade, yes.
Let us say at 10 years we revisit the permission.
I find that agreeable.
Excellent.
If I may, and if it's something that you would agree to, and she'll gesture towards Gwyneth, with the caveat that if the silence is broken by these rituals, that's we reserve the right to have a discussion about continuing it.
Ah, yes, the traditions. I can promise that I will
Yes.
not break any of such that has been divined by the prince, nor any others of the Cainite persuasion. He very much says Cainite in an almost disbelieving tone. But I will follow any rules that are designated.
Very well then. I'm satisfied.
Wonderful.
Pencil nod.
With that, I am at thy command.
Perfect. Well, you may go for now.
As you wish, my prince. With that he turns and leaves.
One other thing I think that had occurred to me as we were questioning Sigurd.
Oh, yes.
These-
How did that go?
It went. He seems to believe he's been having visions and that a deity has been speaking to him and giving him instructions. It may just be the madness of kind, but I would be interested in an actual seer speaking with him or examining him. Have we any Malkavians in the city currently?
Intelligence politics.
Ooh.
Difficulty 7.
I make that roll as well.
Sure thing.
Yeah,
You
let's
will be
go.
rolling. Here we go. Intelligence. Politics. 4 dice. Difficulty 7. One success from Sir Oliver. No successes from Iris.
Makes sense.
Bring us home, Prince.
Let's give it a shot.
Hell yes.
Alright. For you, Sir Oliver, you remember there being mentioned of a Malkavian within the city, but you don't quite remember where. For you, Gwynedd, you remember hearing about this specific, this individual, specifically, as a figure that exists, outside of the city, inside a manor, all on its own within the forest. Originally constructed as a defensive point, for the island, should it find itself under invasion, was seemingly not used for its original intent, with a couple of the nobles using it as essentially a spot to hold their own secretive parties. While no one knows exactly what happened, the nobles who were originally throwing these parties suddenly stopped, and a resident of kindred persuasion took up there. But other than that, they keep to themselves. They are of the clan of the moon, but they are one that, well, is quiet.
I'd like to send a messenger to them just to see if they're interested in coming before the court and taking a look at our good friend Sigurd. Sir Oliver, you took the runes he was drawing from the floor, yes?
Right. He holds out the linens or whatever that he did the rubbings on.
This is what he was carving in his own blood over and over on the floor. Don't know if
Could
it might be
I-
familiar.
Yeah. Could I check that?
Do you speak Norse?
Conversationally.
Yeah, then you just see kind of these runes. You recognize them as Nordic runes, but you don't know what they mean.
I don't quite. I mean, I know they're Nordic, but I'm certain that that's something that you've already established.
You could make an intelligence academic roll difficulty 8, if you have academics.
I do.
Then you may make the roll.
Check. Yes. Difficulty 8?
Yes.
Cool. Hope I rolled the right
Nice.
thing.
3 successes.
Ooh, 3 successes.
Very good.
Alright. Here we go. Alright.
Let's see.
What you can tell, it says,
What I can tell. It says.
beneath rock, in shadow and root. The Ven. The Sven. And then another rune that's half finished.
Beneath rock, in shadow and root, the Sven.
Originally you read it and it says the sleep. But that doesn't make
The
sense.
sleep. Sleep. Oh no, it must be an archaic form, maybe. Sven? I don't know what that would be.
With your
but
academics roll, you would think the archaic word is something like dream, or memory,
dream.
or past or something.
Interesting. Dream. Memory. Hostel? Pastures?
The main thing you can tell of it is that it's clearly unfinished.
Looks as if he was not finished with it.
Yes, he was doing to himself in the process of writing, so you may get some aid or something. You
Sorry,
better.
could you repeat that?
Yeah, your mic didn't pick up all of
Yeah,
it.
can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
We can
Okay.
now.
He was harming himself in the process of writing it, so we stopped him. But perhaps we can get him some paints or ink to continue when he's feeling better. Certainly, if there is, validity to his visions, it would be good to know the rest. A bit ominous now.
Indeed.
You could certainly.
And I would like to know who's been speaking to him. Sorry, Sir Oliver, go ahead.
It's okay. I could certainly have them finish the drawings with proper tools. This voice, this god that he speaks of, speaking to him, that's where the Markavian may be of more use.
We can hope. It can go either way in my experience, but I certainly don't have those powers. I will say also, since you weren't there, we asked him why he had taken Orla, and he said the voice had told him she was important. So, rather, in avoiding Ragnarok. So,
perhaps that's simply just an exploit to motivate him to capture her for whoever is whispering into
but
his
it was
mind.
someone's agenda. It was someone's agenda either way, so we shall see. I think as things are, we will keep him and not return him to Captain Blackwood just yet. I imagine Sister Morana will want to know something about Orla when she returns as well. Have you any
course.
thoughts on what to tell her?
The truth?
We're
Did you
keeping
have
her to
any
see if
other?
she's important. Sorry, Sir Oliver.
It's okay. Please finish, Prince.
I believe I don't think we can give her back directly either until we know more. So,
Well, she's not our prisoner.
she most certainly will be when she comes back.
I would say that planning to discuss this with her, the sister, I mean, is a fool's errand until we get her back, though. I'm a little bit starting to worry a little bit more about our friends. It has been an awful long time, and Randolph usually does not take this long on a hunt.
Well, we don't know how far she's gotten or what else they might have come up against, so I have faith in them.
If she's as important as Sigurd seemed to imply, they might have been met with some sort of opposition in attempts to secure. That sounds awful, but I suppose that's the correct term.
I have
I
full
have-
faith in their ability.
As do I.
As do I. It's more that I don't feel that telling Sister Marana that she can't have something, considering everything that's already happened, it's going to play well for her. But lying,
Much. And once they stabbed me with a needle and told me to find the Holy Grail or a dragon, and I found a dragon, and then I missed my daughter by a decade.
Aw.
Buddy,
Did you find the Grail?
No, I found your granddad.
Alright,
So
we are
close.
back
I mean, better.
again.
Alright, we're back
Yay!
again. Sorry about that.
Yay! Hopefully we won't have to come back after we crash one more time.
It's
You're gonna be
fine.
One more
It's
We're all
time.
gonna be
fine.
fine.
Everything's
one more
fine.
time.
I got you separate.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alright, let's make sure this is correct.
Yes. Bless you.
Please you.
go.
Geez, are you holding a tiny chicken? What's happening?
Alright. So,
Maybe both.
continue where we left off.
Be both.
Where we left off.
Talking about the guy being manipulated.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Iris, I think, specifically said perhaps giving Sister Marana the crate as an act of good faith shows her that we are forthright and true in our motivation. And that will
And-
buy us some sort of advantage in this situation.
Well, unfortunately, he's already been through this evening.
Sorry?
I can't
Come again?
imagine that she's already been by this evening. I can't imagine she's going to want to come back.
Yes. Yes. It would be foolish to attempt it. But the night is almost over, and
I
she
make
is
no
impatient
assumptions when it comes
sometimes,
to
and
Sister Marana. Yes.
Well,
Indeed.
I can go down and see if I can get him to finish out the runes. Maud may have a better chance at reading or at least deciphering them. In the meantime,
Rachel. But yes.
Yes, I think there's nothing wrong with trying that. Doesn't hurt to check on him, even though I have a special guard on him now.
you know, he likes me for some reason. I can't begin to understand why. Any-
Because you are
I'll see.
charming, Sir Oliver.
Oh, yes. Well, my prince, I will go do as directed. I shall return in due process.
Very well.
Bow and head out the door back down to the dungeon where poor Sigrid is being held and chained to the wall, or, bonded to the wall and forced to eat.
They do have to force him to eat because he doesn't eat otherwise.
Yeah.
There, no, he's there. Dead-eyed. Kind of hanging there. In the chains. Slumped.
I will have collected on the way down some ink, quill, and, parchment, paper, whatever, to achieve the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And turn to the guard as I go down. I'll need to speak with the prisoner again.
He kind of nods between you and the prisoner and goes, "Very well then. Well, are you looking for privacy, my lord?"
You don't need to be too far, but probably best to take a few steps down the hall. I promise there will be no unreasonable pain caused on him or anything of the nature.
I'll start my patrol then.
But I don't. Very well, thank you. And I'll enter the cell, shutting the door behind him. And we will go ahead and go ahead and get the R roll going again.
All right. Who remembers what that was? Who remembers what that roll was?
Presence?
It's
Say that one more time.
the
Should be
all
further
roll.
up in the.
Oh.
The oral
Aw.
is it is charisma performance difficulty 7, I think.
Right.
And you spend a point of blood.
Yep. So your charisma performance is it's 7 dice.
Damn.
2 successes, but with a 1 that makes it 1 success. Thomas,
Well
could you
enough.
read me what 1 success is?
1 hour.
No.
The successes you get allow you to get more people. 1 success is 1, which is all he needed.
I think entrancement is different though.
That's entrancement. He's using ore. Wasn't he? If he's using entrancement,
my
that's a
plan.
different roll.
I think he was using enchantment. And entrancement, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
In that case,
Yep, wrong roll.
entrancement is a different one. That's
Alright.
appearance something else. Give me a quick second.
Alright.
Sorry about that. I heard the wrong thing. I heard
All
ore
good.
and went there. Appearance
it was
plus
all too.
empathy. Difficulty equal to the target's current willpower points.
Alright. Appearance, empathy.
Give
That
me-
is
You.
also 7 dice. And that is a difficulty of 3. Say 3.
Yeah, he's been having a pretty rough time of it.
Remember, it was pretty low. I thought he would have recovered that much. Yeah, that's more than enough.
He is entranced for a year.
Good lord. With 6
Yeah.
successes.
With 5. But with 6,
Oh,
yeah, a
right.
year.
So Oliver comes up and gently takes a hand, taking under his chin, lifting it, smile on his face. My friend, I'm going to need you to finish your drawings, put on this paper, so that we can better understand how best to help you prevent this Ragnarok.
You returned. Yes,
To help
we
you.
must prevent it. We must stop them.
I'm
He
going
looks a little
to
confused.
lower you down. I need you to draw your runes on this paper. All of them, please. Can you do that?
I will try. If it's to stop the
Very
end.
good. It's exactly what we are doing. He'll lower him down gently and lay the paper down on the floor with the quill and the ink, paying very close attention to the man as he goes down and making sure there's no actions to hurt himself or anything of that nature.
Alright. With that... Yeah. You watch as he begins to draw out these runes, almost scratching them into the paper with the quill or whatever it is you give him. Chalk or whatever. Scratching into the parchment these strange symbols. He completes one line, then another, and then he gets to the last one and he stops. I don't know the rest. I didn't clearly see the rest. Why?
It's okay, my friend. Can you read these runes to me? Do you know what each one means? What is the story you are telling?
It's important, but I don't remember what it says. I don't remember what it says. With that, you watch as he is like shaking visibly.
I'm gonna try something risky and use dominate command and use remember to see if I can overcome whatever is blocking
Alright.
his memory.
Thomas,
Let's go.
would you be able to find me what the roll is for the
I would. His difficulty is 3. He used command, which is just the first one.
yeah, command,
Mesmerize would also do the same.
Alright.
It is manipulation, intimidation for command, manipulation, leadership for mesmerize. Either way, difficulty is current willpower points, so 3, I think.
Which of my which is better, my leadership or my intimidate? I think it's leadership, actually.
They're the same actually.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
So you'd be rolling 4 dice. Difficulty 3.
Yep.
It's not very manipulative.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use a willpower.
All right.
Hachi Machi.
Nice.
5 successes.
All right. 5 successes. Thomas, would you be able to tell me what the result of that should say? I think it's
Number of successes. Yeah, the number of successes achieved indicate how well the instructions hold.
Okay.
Basically, a single success is only a hazy impression of the command, or it might activate infrequently. 3 is deep and like frequently coming up in the subject's mind. 5 successes, big time success.
All right. As you look into his eyes and you say, "Remember," he looks into your eyes as you watch his pupils dilate as the command sets hold. The wolf is coming. It rears its head. It will kill him. It will kill Odin when the time comes. Its children will swallow the sun and the moon, and all will be lost. The Fenrir is coming, and it will kill all of you. The Draugr will try. He's here. It's here. It wants what's its back. Both of them want what's theirs back. Neither can have it. But they will take it. And with that, he then continues to say the following. This time it's a little different. It is almost as if he does not speak with his own voice. Here we go.
I'm going to be having Oliver write this down as he's saying
Yep.
it. Just
Beneath rock, in shadow and root, Sven stirs. Bound by dirt, stone wrought and ancient. The sacrifice is key, given thrice over, read upon rock, for the Draugr's night and Valhalla's dawn to call it forth. Beasts of darkened tides, breaker of chains, enemy of the island's foes. Fear and blade for ancient monsters alike. When black sun rises, let fire and ash rain as the savannah awakens. Doom is near, a whisper in cairns. Ragnarok will echo. Power lies in the blood. And with that, he collapses onto the ground.
I only got half of that. I'm sorry.
You
There
don't
it
have
is.
to apologize. That's incredible typing
thank-
speed.
Thank God.
I'm sure we can
Okay.
copy and paste that in the notes. So
You did, and I will.
Oliver
hero.
will lift him back up returning him his restraints.
He does not have any reaction to you lifting him up.
Yeah,
His conscience is, well, he's awake, but he's not conscious.
right. He's... Oliver takes a moment and actually caresses the man's cheek, shaking his head. It'll be okay, my friend. I promise. We will do everything we can for you. And you will have a just end. And he'll turn, leaving the room, taking the notes and the runes that were written, collecting all the data, and shutting the door behind him and making sure it is appropriately barred or locked or whatever they have in place for that.
Yeah.
And then he'll return to the prince with the information.
Alright. You return to the prince's chamber, where Iris and Gwynedd have been waiting. And you are free to share your findings.
Disturbing.
It took more to get the final parts. Something had been put in place to block him from remembering. I was able to get it to him to overcome it, but at the end, well, it's as if his mind is shattered, at least for the moment.
I imagine there was a reason that you weren't meant to look in that crate. Clearly there's something dark in place. Safeguards.
It concerns me, my prince, that at the very moment that we're finding this information out, it's the same night that this mirror is looking into rituals and sacrifices.
Yes, that jumped out at me as well. That word, sacrifice.
Not
I-
that... Please.
Oh, just as soon as he said it, I felt apprehensive. And
These
not
are
just because of my
fairly-
normal moral compass.
These are normal practices among folk of the countryside, however. Sacrifices have gone on hundreds of years. May or may not be related.
My actual concern on the whole thing is less about the sacrificing. We all sacrifice in our own ways.
True.
I do not believe he's up to intentional misgivings. I do concern that there is something horrible buried within the earth that he may be seeking to learn how to control, as that is their way. Just a thought, though.
Possibly. I put nothing past the Tremere, so you give him more benefit of the doubt than I would.
It seems disingenuous to call him back simply to recount your offer and ask him to potentially hold off on such sacrifices when it was just given so generously.
No, I take nothing back. I made the decision knowing he was likely up to no good, but having him close, we can keep a better eye on him. So.
Yes, exactly. I don't... Honestly, he might be more of an answer than a problem at this moment. We shall have to see.
I
I
agree.
could see that.
But
I'm
I do not
dubious.
know that I do not know that there's going to be a need to hassle our Markavian friend outside the city with this at this point. Sure,
Well,
call,
Well,
of
we'll see
course.
if we even get an answer from them. We shall see.
Very well.
is your command. Well, I suppose it is getting late. Shall we wait around a while longer for our companions to return?
I plan to do so, but you are both free to take care of whatever.
I have nothing else planned, and I care for the girl's well-being. I'd like to be around when she's returned safely.
If it will be permissed, I would like to stay in the castle again this evening, so that I can be up as late as possible to make sure our friends make it home.
Of course. And Gwyneth will, he'll actually take out his harp and he'll just start playing, because he's like, pass the time. Yep. Guitar
Supposed to
solo.
pass. Iris will do a little bit of recitation along with. She doesn't really sing, but she knows poetry, so.
She beatboxes. No,
I
just
was just
kidding.
gonna say like slam
I-
poetry, just
I
I was
spoken
slam
word.
absolutely
poetry.
love that, like, part of the council just impromptu band time.
Yeah.
Alright, let's
The
go.
long sound of a
Theater kid
whetstone
thing.
on a long sword, it's fine.
Indeed.
Do musical number.
Alright, with that.
It's just a bunch of psalms.
Yeah.
They're music. So
Indeed.
yeah.
Would count as poetry.
We return back to the group of hunters.
Mm-hmm.
It occurs to me, or would it occur to me, does Gwyneth from our time together have the ability to speak to beasts and the animals?
Nope. That's all
Alright
you.
then, in that case, Rose remains with me. I can't exactly send a crow to just say, Randolph!
Randolph!
Oh,
People will be like,
like,
well,
come
Randolph's
on.
dead.
You could write a quick note,
What's that, girl? Is Randolph stuck in the well?
I don't
Yeah.
have any paper on me.
fair.
I couldn't find a
No,
pen.
no.
Neither of you are the
Sorry.
scholarly type, so that makes sense. Yeah.
God, remind me to
Sally
make sure
Ball.
that you have a quill and spare paper everywhere you go. Like the mom, like make sure your cell phone is with you all the
Yeah.
time.
I take an inkwell with me. It's just gonna get everywhere.
He's
Not
really
if
made up
you're
if we both
ginger
get
with
lost.
it.
Use
I
the
imagine
blood
you
of
get
your
a
enemies.
yeah. You get a letter from Randolph, and it's just like blood and mud, and you can barely make out what it says. What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fur all
You can
over
make out
it. Yeah.
It's
You can make out a couple of
Obviously.
words.
it's obviously a hearth wisdom check every single time.
Absolutely.
Thank
Indeed.
God I've
God.
My heart
Oh,
wisdom of
I-
1.
All right. So with that, you two are tracking your way before you eventually arrive just outside a cave. As you
Oh,
do,
yep.
you can see there are a number of hounds. I need you guys to both make me perception alertness rolls.
Hell yes.
Would the search specialty apply?
Yes, it would in this case.
I won't ask because I know this is not navigation.
This is not
Perception
navigation.
alertness, he said? Nope, I didn't think so.
3 successes for me.
3 successes.
Oh, Eyes of the Beast. Wing.
Perception alertness, you said, and it was.
Perception alertness.
Oh!
No successes.
Nope.
So, Maud, you're kind of having trouble making out the figures in the darkness. But Randolph, you're able to peer through with your darkened vision. Eyes of an animal. And you see what looks to be
Little guy.
around 10 hounds.
Little
quite a
guys!
That is, I think, more than Randolph and Maud could definitely beat them in a fight. It's a matter of them surrounding them.
Yes.
I think, quiet as he is,
You can
Randolph
see,
eyes.
I will add,
Yeah.
behind them is a cave entrance. And you think you
Yeah.
hear the sounds of something moving within it, so you guess there's probably more inside it.
Okay.
Randolph is many things, but while he's not one for book learning, he's no fool. Randolph will turn towards Maud and, quiet as he can, say, quite a few of them. Find a vantage point. I'll rain arrows down from above. We'll wait until they're weakened and in disarray, and then we can strike, if we're willing to fight more than 10. You up for that? Or do you think we should retreat for now?
I think we could, but seeing as they returned here, I think it might be smarter to get the others. Return another night.
Alright. You want me to shoot at them a bunch though while you go away?
If you'd like.
Right. I can make my way by the skies, and I can think forward.
Maud is just going off. She's trying to be as silent
Yeah.
as she can. Away from this.
Dexterity stealth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Will I make that too as I climb
Yes.
a really, 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 really high tree?
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
I would like to pump some blood into my dexterity because I'm going to be using it soon.
You also need to make a strength athletics to climb up this tree.
I'll do that as well.
But yeah, 3 successes.
Yeah, that's enough to actually. Let me do a roll.
Nope, fair.
Also 3 successes.
Ooh.
This is difficulty 5 for them.
Ooh.
Does the fact... Ooh, very nice.
4 successes.
Does the fact that I have without a trace matter in this case, or no?
If you attempt to run away and they attempt to track you, yes.
Alright, cool. I'm good with that.
Mhm.
I will say, as you're you're moving away, Maud, and as you're climbing the tree, Randall, you see a couple of them stop and start sniffing at the air.
5 successes on the climb.
Yeah.
It's
You-
the climb.
Climb up to the top of this tree, getting a good vantage point as you can see a couple of them are looking around, starting to dart around the area, sniffing at the air, and then sniffing at the ground.
I'm gonna wait for Maud to get real far.
Maud. Strength athletics. Actually, no, Dexterity. No, you're sprinting. Are you sprinting, or are you just trying to get away fast without being noticed?
I think she's trying to put as much. I think sprinting. I think
Okay,
as much,
then that
like,
is strength athletics.
yeah.
As you're trying to use the strength in your legs to push yourself across as fast as possible.
Yep. Doo-doo. Where are you, athletics? Actually, did you say a specific difficulty for that one?
It'd be standard diff.
Oh, standard, cool, no worries. Yes, 2 successes.
Alright. 2 successes.
Did
If
you
it's-
include your
If
potence?
it, yeah, if
Oh,
it's
my
strength, you
potence!
can-
Oh,
I
yeah,
keep
that's true.
forgetting to
You have to
add
include
my
your potence.
potence. Yep.
Do you want to roll the dice, or do you want to spend a blood point to get that to 6 successes?
That's
I'll
true.
spend the blood point. Yeah,
Alright.
I'll spend the blood point.
So yeah, Maud just takes off. The sounds of heavy footprints making their way through the forest. With that point, Randolph, you watch as some of the ears of the hounds twink, and you hear them start to bark loudly.
There once was a woman as fair as an
This would be a great time for Ragnar to chime in.
in the Highlands of Scotland, where the sun shines.
As Randolph is singing to himself.
I'm gonna start as she fucking books it. I am going to take out my bow from this vantage point and thin the herd for later.
Alright. Dexterity bows, or range, whatever it is.
Would the precise specialty apply here?
Yes! A lot.
Well, yeah. That is 4 successes.
4 successes. Roll damage. So I think that would be 2 plus 3?
Real quick second.
You
I didn't write down what the thing was. I think it's a set
Yeah,
amount
I think it's a
of
set
damage.
value.
Here we go. Longbow is 4 lethal.
Yeah.
So I'd be rolling 6 dice. Whoop. 0 successes. Oh, except do the ones subtract?
On damage rolls, yes.
Okay, cool. 0 successes.
Okay. Yeah. You watch as the arrow shatters upon their flesh.
That's hardly sporting.
And with that, you can hear more barking as they start to run over to the tree that you're in. You hear the sounds of them clawing at the bottom of the tree, trying to climb up. You see a few of them are leaping pretty fucking high. Higher than a dog should be able to.
Those ones are the ones getting shot.
Make another roll.
Indeed. Because Randolph is confident enough in his ability to shoot these guys at just 2 successes.
So that's a total
5.
5.
Confident enough in his ability to... What the fuck? 0 successes again.
Yeah. Once again, these creatures are just too tough.
Third time's the charm, and then he's gonna give it up as a bad job.
Fair enough.
I'd
I'd probably say
will turn into a
after
bird
that,
fly-
you'd be running low on arrows.
Yeah. So, final shot. Come on, God of the Hunt. Okay, that's more like it.
Hey!
8 successes.
Hey.
8 successes. Plus 7. So, 11.
11.
9. Yeah.
7, 11 successes.
2 successes.
2 successes, of which they soak 3.
Oh!
It shadows off their
think
flesh once again.
Randolph is incredibly glad his friends cannot see him. He is going to
was-
snarl, fangs extended, annoyed at
Uh,
the fortitude of these beasts, and
I'll
he's
also
going to spend a
say,
blood point. Oh, yeah?
That's actually 2 successes. I rolled 1 too many dice for that.
Got you. Still totally soaked. He is going to spend a blood point, and the turns to turn into an eagle and fly far faster than dogs can run.
Yeah. Fly off into the distance as you slowly transform into an eagle. As we just see the hounds barking in your direction as you fly off.
I am a good archer. I am a good archer. It's just when I'm not doing ag and when I'm not adding my strength.
So when you're not doing archery.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm not doing
I'm a
archery.
great archer.
Look, would it be better if I threw javelins? Maybe, but I'm not a javelineer.
Javelins are far harder to carry than
You're
a
not
longbow and arrows.
Way harder.
Alright, and then, as you all are waiting about an hour or so before sunset, Maud and Randolph arrive.
Sunrise?
Sunrise?
Headed, says the
The time where you have to go sleep.
Yes.
Indeed. Yes, I think Randolph, in his regular form, so I'm gonna spend another point of blood. I am at half blood now.
Oh no.
No, don't make me sad.
I'm fine. Randolph is going to say, well, I hate to say it, but our mission was not successful.
How so?
We traced Orla to the estate, and then from there followed a trail. A man was following, bold, wearing armor, some men following behind, but we moved on. We discovered that a carriage was taken. We didn't quite know for why, but we knew Orla was there. Following the trail, we came upon them. A group of guards, a nobleman, a merchant, and the Gould dogs we mentioned a few nights prior, preparing to lie in ambush.
Yeah, Father Collins' dogs that he set us on.
Matters became complicated. I ask us this, are we alone, and do we know that for a certainty?
You don't know it for a certainty. Does anyone have a way to assure that? I do not.
I have heard of people grabbing large sticks and casting it into the corners of the room, make certain that their various rooms were empty. But I've also heard that was more of a, less effective than they might have heard.
Then I'll speak plain, though. Maud, do you want to take this?
I'll take this. During the battle.
Oh, hold on. You know what? Can I use Auspex? I don't know if it's gonna help or not, but I can try.
Your Auspex is
Heightened
2,
senses?
isn't it?
Yeah, I can do heightened senses at least to see if I I don't know, hear anybody creeping around.
Perception, awareness. Standard diff.
Side eye, bombastic side eye.
Criminal offensive side eye.
Oh my god!
It says you detect nothing.
Alright.
Wait, did it roll?
You do not sense any
See
presences.
it.
Hidden.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, you do not detect any hidden presence.
Alrighty. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know how to put this. Lost control. A little. A lot. Orla was the closest person to me.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And the remains? Are there any?
Mangled, but yes.
It
Imagine
looks.
her family will want those. Sorry, go ahead.
Mm.
No, I don't mean to interrupt my prince, but it looks for all the world like the dogs did their dark deed, and there were survivors, though there aren't now.
It's expected.
The wagon was a merchant caravan. She gave them money, tried to flee, to escape the city, to evade us. It's hard to say if she told anyone else or in her panic, trying to keep her family safe, she left the first opportunity she got.
Seems she was wise to do so, but fate. We still have Sigurd at least, but Sister Iris, you were saying honesty in the case of Sister Morana.
I stand by it.
Very well.
She escaped. She was attacked. We could not prevent her death.
See, perhaps you should be the one to deliver the news then. Not tonight, I think.
Course.
I do think we should recover the remains, if what there are of them, for the family. The feud is certainly not going to do well after this, I think.
Do we know her
I suppose we should
family?
see.
Yeah, I do, they
Dear
were
Catherine.
Catherine's.
Right. Right. Of course. I knew.
Sunrise is soon, and it was a fair distance away. There is a chance that beasts, not merely the Gould Hounds, will get to the body. I can make my way out there with all good haste and ensure that it is guarded during the day.
I can just send Kine to retrieve it, I think.
Fair enough.
If the hounds beat them there, then the hounds beat them there. It's not important enough to risk either of you again.
Thank you.
It would, as awful and savage as it is, lend credence to our.
Truth?
Yes.
Well,
Very
it's
Have to.
yeah. Not truth. In any case, I also bring dire news in relation to those Gold Hounds. Morgan backed me up here. There's a lot of them. We slew a few. Their bodies mutated, monstrous, diseased. Perhaps enough to breach the silence, and certainly enough to lend them queer strength. Arrows shattered against their hide, swords bounced off. My claws did just fine, but their teeth, hollow like a mosquito. They drink vitae when they latch onto you. And within the
Interesting.
cave, there were 10 more. I heard baying within.
Sounds horrid.
That's troubling.
Feel
Well,
they
we
must
knew
be
they were going to be a
destroyed.
problem. Eventually. I think for now we make sure people in the city know to avoid the area around the cave. Perhaps spread some rumors about something frightening. A bear or something.
Like-
A rabid bear. Rabid
Um,
bears loose in the woods.
Why not rabid dogs?
Wild dogs works too.
Hmm.
But
Rabid
curiosity
dogs are
often
less
begets
frightening than
investigation,
bear.
It might.
or it might inspire your own kind hunters to go after it for the good of the community.
Then either they die or they're victorious.
But if our goal is to keep them safe,
Or to
not
keep this
go.
Our
secret.
goal is to keep them. Our goal is to keep them easily managed.
Quite so, and giving them a meal practically delivered.
No, the kine. It's to manage the kine.
Yes.
Whether or not there are hunters or if they survive, they're gonna need to be dealt with. I reckon a concerted effort of our kindred can ensure their removal, but Ara's, not so much. He pats his near empty quiver.
I think for the time being, putting out some sort of warning or other of the area, will do. I don't think it's responsible to leave the city in ignorance. But we have other matters, I think, that will be more pressing soon than the hounds. Certainly they are still a thing to do.
If the body of Orla is either seen or brought back by the kind sent out to get it, it will self-correct its own. It'll be a self-correcting issue. For some will see the body and know that there are horrible beasts out in the woods.
Aye.
Great,
Oh,
Don't
so
have to tell them
yeah.
anything.
One small
I-
thing I will
Or
note,
believe evidence of whatever we tell them.
which would be triggered by Iris's common sense. There are no bears on the Isle of Man.
yes, also that. If my memory serves, I don't believe I've ever seen a bear on the island.
Not I.
Well, we shall think
just
of
go
with
something.
Yeah.
As well, I don't think it's a good idea to give people an exact location like the cave. Again, as
No, I think I agree. I wouldn't say that, but the area where the attack took place, I think.
right.
A general area of the hunting grounds to avoid.
I can give a direction there. But with Orla sorted and Sigurd, one of the main inciting incidences before a nigh civil war / rebellion, we are going to need to sit Captain Blackwood and Lady Morana, Sister Morana down to ensure there will be no further disruptions.
Yes, we told the king we would take care of that. He was
Oh.
going to have his spy master do so, but this changes things. It did imply that it's a snake.
Yes.
It's a snake. I did imply
horrid
that
snake.
Orla was all but in our hands, and I suppose her remains may be soon, but nothing more.
That may be egg on our face, but
Hmm.
we can't put that back in the box.
I agree.
My apologies,
There's been-
Prince.
It's unfortunate.
You all should be aware that we figured out or found more information out from Sigurd, but it's going to
Move
be
the
a long
box.
conversation.
Mm.
Perhaps
Yes,
we as
Sigurd
well.
is under our protection now, and we will not be giving him back to Captain Blackwood anytime soon.
All right. The most important thing to note is that Sister Mirana and Captain Blackwood can play with their mortal toys all they want, so long as they no longer cause chaos within Peel.
Right, so
No
as
civil
long as they can
unrest.
do it without, upsetting the others so gravely that they put the entire island at danger just for their own petty. Basically, what you said.
Aye, we're on a war footing now.
I would say they can't play around anymore at all, actually. They're going to have to find a way to get along. No more games.
As you will. Captain Blackwood and Sister Morana are essential for the good running of Peel, mostly because if they go against us, then almost everything draws to a complete halt.
They are far older and more powerful than most of us. Pretty
That wouldn't
certain.
stop me.
Well, it should.
And they should have manners, shouldn't they? And not cause civil unrest in a time of war. I'm
Aye.
sure they'll come to some agreement.
Unfortunately, a great deal of Canaanites can't see past their next meal, let alone see others.
The hunt's all there is. It's just a matter of what comes next. But you are correct, Prince. Sister Morana had her box back, one of the main sources of contention. And Captain Blackwood, I don't even know what he was fighting about in the first place. With Sister Morana getting her box back, I'm certain at least one part of the feud can be sorted with. If they're upset with us about our handling of the matter, then feet need to be put firmly in the dirt.
Quite so.
We shall see what happens in the discussion. I hope for the best.
Prepare for the worst.
And we do know now what was inside the box, thanks to Sigurd. So, it's one
What was it?
mystery solved.
And that was the conversation that I believe was going to take time, but perhaps we could give a very quick summary before the sun comes up.
I would like to see, Maud, if you know anything about a potential theory or fortune telling or anything of the sort. And he would read off the full grasp of the runes, the full story that they told.
An
If it
oracle,
rings any
really.
bells.
Yeah.
Question number one while she mulls it over. Why the fuck Sister Morana's dealing with that?
Nosferatu want to know everything at all times? Please tell me it ain't so.
And
Right.
we're back. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Yes, I think.
Are we back?
Wait for it.
Yes,
Are
it looks like
we?
we are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
We're
stream looks like it's
back!
Alright, delightful.
That was hopefully our last crash of
Yay!
the night. We only got a little bit more
Yes.
to go on, so please do stay tuned for this last
Final
bit.
one.
Oh. I figured out what's breaking it though.
Oh good.
Yep.
Every time I
Multiple
tried to
people.
switch to open Discord, everything would break.
No.
Yeah, that's what Bob
Bob
suggested.
said.
Yep. So I'm just not going to open
I
Discord.
don't remember who was talking.
Yep.
I don't remember who
It
was
was
talking, y'all.
It was us discussing why Sister Morana would deal
You
with that,
specifically-
and Sir Oliver had asked Maud about if
Yeah.
she knew anything.
Ask Maud if she knew anything. And for you, Maud, it does ring a bell.
Yeah. Is that a particular role, or does that pertain to the vision I saw?
You remember quite a long time ago you saw a vision.
Hmm. Well, I find that it does ring a bit of a bell. A while
What
ago,
sense?
I saw a vision of sorts. Something about the vessel of a devourer, child of the king of beasts. A corpse arising from a hill, fanged maw. Then the land began to get drained. Then there was a whisper. It has the potential to consume and destroy everything. A vessel, a tool, a monster, the hunger. I don't recall much outside of that, but
Interesting.
I think that there's possibly a connection.
Sounds so from the threat to us that was in the portent.
I fear to say it.
Curious
but
about
sorry, you go.
vessel. It would be good to know who might be potential vessels, but we may not know until it's too late. Perhaps
Well,
perhaps another conversation to have with the Tremere.
Does
yes,
this? Oh,
Oh no, you go.
I was just gonna ask Mark if this sounds at all familiar to Iris. Like anything that she has witnessed, specifically the vessels part.
Make a intelligence obtenebration.
Ooh.
Standard difficulty for you. Actually, how many rituals do you have?
I think 2 or 3. Let me double check.
Okay.
I have 2 in a business decision.
Alright, in that case, it would be... Let's say 7. 9 minus 2.
Difficulty.
Yeah.
9 dice.
No, difficulty 7 because it's 9
Got
minus
you,
2.
got you.
Yes. Essentially, the deeper you've delved into the occult mysticism of the abyss, the more you understand of the process and what things happen.
Got you. Intelligence of 10.
You would see that surreptitiously, Randolph has removed what looks like the jawbone of a wolf from beneath one of the many folds of his cloak and is gently running his nails over it in an almost reverent motion. Nice.
Hey.
I got 3 successes.
3 successes. There is something about something becoming a vessel for hunger and desire. You have experienced the process in which someone can become a vessel for a shade of the abyss. But normally, in your case, it requires twofold. One, to nurture the creature within their blood, usually requiring to be a canite, and the vessel itself, of which the blood and the entity is placed into. This doesn't necessarily sound like it's related, but there might be similar processes involved, carryover between such researches and understandings.
Alright. It's as I feared from the very moment I set foot on this island, that your grandsire, Prince, told me of the beast that would rise from this place. Whatever demon or godling or spirit might come, Fenrir the wolf. I feared it might be so, but it must be hunted. If we do not, then the very world may be at stake. And finally, perhaps, my shadow will no longer be haunted by this creature.
I feel like there's more there than you've spoken of before. Perhaps a longer conversation between us should take place, but I think for now we should retire to our resting places.
I was very transparent 90 years ago about what was happening to me, but it was a while ago.
Maybe we should all head to our resting place, as the prince says, ponder our thoughts, and reconvene tomorrow.
Hey. Hey, Prince Gwyneth, may I partake of some of your herd if it's not too much trouble?
Yes. They're not particularly close by, but I can have them summoned.
Oh, if they're not close by, I'll just munch on someone in an alleyway.
It's your choice.
Good evening, all. Oliver
Good
bows
night,
Sleep well,
Prince
Sir
and
Oliver.
Good evening, Oliver.
But yes, whatever is convenient. Randolph would... Because Randolph is Road of the Beast. He knows exactly what needs to be avoided for the beast to stop rising within him. And that's tomorrow to not be hungry. Yeah, whether that's herd or some unfortunate.
Well, you can decide how you feed, whether it's a herd or a hunt.
If a herd is possible, all I need would be like 2. I'd be happy.
Someone could probably be here like right before you need to sleep, so it depends how close you want to cut it.
I'm just gonna eat someone. But thank you, my prince. I would like to hunt.
Alright. Wit survival. Difficulty 8. As the city is not necessarily your prime hunting grounds. Not bad at it.
It is not. I think I'd like to spend a willpower on this, just so I don't botch and cause a pogrom. Pogrom? Pogrom.
Sure. Spend
a willpower. 3 successes.
3 successes. You are able to track down someone in a suitably secluded area and feed off of them. How much do you take?
I'm going to take... 4 blood is quite a bit, but I might take...
What's your hunger
if I
at, by
take
the
4
way?
blood, will they survive? It's I'm at half directly.
Okay. Yeah,
Technically, I'm at half, and I'm at half plus 0.5 of a blood point.
Taking 4 blood, it's possible for someone to recover from it, but it's not guaranteed.
I'll take 3 blood. I don't need too much more.
In that case, they're probably just going to have a sickness for a couple weeks, or feel a bit drained for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be fine. Sorry about that.
Alright.
I don't want to go into hunger frenzy.
Mhm.
Good
Makes sense.
idea.
I want that.
Alright.
Who would want that?
Oh, while that's happening, Thomas, I need you to do me a quick favor. Would you be able to go through the books and look up some exact information about the gangrel curse?
Absolutely.
Does it say when you
It's different
frenzy?
in
Yeah.
yeah, it's different in Dark Ages. Yeah, I believe it is when you frenzy, but let me find them on page
Because you
48.
did frenzy during this previous episode. I forgot to mention.
Oh, that's a good point, even though I did ride. When a gangrel frenzies, her beast rises to the surface, and the wildness in her blood finds purchase in her flesh. Basically, I may develop a small physical or mental animal trait that suits either local vampire mythology or predatory or scavenging animal in the region, such as overgrown eyebrows, patches of fur, or an hour of torpor after feeding. The net result is the trait should give me a +1 difficulty penalty and 1 automatic failure on some relevant dice pool. The trait and the penalty remain until I accept the automatic failure.
Okay. I'm gonna say then roll because it was an instinct and you controlled it. I will allow you to pick whether it is physical or mental.
Let's go with physical, because I like that.
Okay. In that case, I'd like you to think of what kind of physical thing would appear, and we'll say it happens as you wake up the next day. Basically, the transformation happens during the torpor.
It's something that I've been thinking about since I put my head inside the ribcage of that one person who was killed by dogs. I think his face elongates and he develops an almost hyena-like snout or muzzle, nose protruding, jaw kind of. It makes
Alright.
it difficult to talk, and I will say the trait or attribute is up to you, because I owe you an automatic failure.
Well, I will hang on to that. But I'm going to say you're definitely going to suffer a penalty to social roles, with both people and kindred,
Oh yes, most definitely.
and
I
especially
will
for
not be
those of
showing my
the
face to the king.
yeah, especially of those of the high clans. You wouldn't get as much from another gangrel nor a Nosferatu because they're kind of used to it. But a lot of the others instinctively kind of look down upon you as a beast, whether they know it or not. Nonetheless,
Snobs.
nonetheless, you all return to the Adults of Torpor, sleeping for the day. As it does, the day passes. And you awaken the next night, spending a point of blood to pull yourself from the dreamless sleep of death. With that, you all arrive together, and as you do, there's a knock upon the door.
Oliver will answer the door.
A familiar face! Stuart Anders.
Knew it!
As he says, "My apologies, lords and lady. There is a guest who has been requesting to speak to you for the better part of the last 5 hours."
Christ.
All right,
Who
send
would
them
that
in.
guest be?
Very well.
Wonders who would the guest be?
Oh my god, your face.
A Huxley. said his name was.
Huxley.
Randolph is going to link into the shade, hood pulled over his head, because he does not want to break any kind of masquerade.
We think as well.
Randolph,
Maud
handsome,
make an effort to like kind of stand in front of him.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
handsome as you are, I may have you.
Gives
Yes,
him the habit.
Yeah,
that-
not the best for receiving gifts.
Appearing forth is an individual with a bright smile on his face as he goes, "Greetings to you all, almighty lords and ladies. My name is Huxley. I come to you both as a messenger, a performer, one who is good with words, to inform you that I have a message from one Prince Atticus of the city of Douglas."
of course. And is this a written message or a performed message?
'Tis a verbal one, my good lord. To the Prince of Peel. As he looks around the room.
Yes, you're looking at him.
Ah, yes. My dear master, Prince Atticus, hereby invites you and the important folks of your city that you shall, that you so choose, to come visit him in his city of Douglas, to discuss how these two cities of ours may survive on this isle together.
Lovely invitation, which we will consider and give you a return message soon. Thank you for bringing it.
Of course. I have but one request. Is there some place I might be able to sleep? I ended up riding
Yes,
a
I
good
was
most
going-
of the day to get here.
Yes, I was going to ask you if you had a place to stay. We can certainly provide you a place to sleep for the night.
That would be
until
wonderful,
we-
else I would find a place at the inn.
Perfect. I'm sure we have rooms somewhere in the castle.
That's
The
what
church
Anders
is
steps forward
always
and goes.
open to weary travelers.
Anders would step forward and say, "If you would like, my lords and ladies, I would be able to guide him to one of the guest rooms."
Yes, unless he prefers the church, as Sister Iris has reminded us.
Slade speaks up and goes, "Oh, I don't really consider myself much of a holy man. You know, considering who I work for."
Say more.
Hmm.
You know, one of yours.
One of ours. Iris cocks her head and like folds
Hmm.
on attire.
He just kind of nods and goes, "Yes."
Well, as I said, we would accept all weary travelers.
Wonderful.
But if
Yeah,
it's not what you wish,
Maybe show him towards the room.
yes.
He just kind of
Does
look over
Randolph come out
Randolph's.
when he says that? Is he still hiding?
He is. It's not so much hiding as he is cloaked
He's
in the
like-
shadows of the room, like behind a board.
He kind of looks and he goes, "Yes. Anyway, I shall be off to have a moment to recover from my journey."
Yes, Anders will show you to your room. Thank you,
Of
Huxley.
course. Your Majesty? Your Lordship.
Hmm.
With that he turns and
That will do.
exits the room. Stuart Anders following behind him.
interesting fellow.
Hmm.
Probably doing his best under the conditions.
Like him, I think he's a spy.
Of course he is.
I think we should keep an eye on him.
Either way, won't be staying here long.
Quite so. There's other business to attend to. Just make certain that he doesn't go into the dungeons.
No, he won't be going anywhere.
That sounds threatening.
He asked for a room to sleep, and that's what he shall have. He certainly won't have the run of the castle, so...
That's why I'm the judge, but you know.
Sorry about interrupting there. I know you don't like it when people point out that we're the undead and damned and stuff, and I didn't want your feelings to be hurt.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Rigel.
Thank you.
Also, it gives us somewhat of an insight into who Prince Atticus is, who he chose to send, and what information he's shared with them. Interesting.
Quite so. Specifically sending a bard to appeal to certain sensibilities, perhaps.
Perhaps.
However, he does want to meet on his turf.
Do we wish
Go on.
neutral territory?
Be
In general, I think that would be the best idea, but as it hasn't been offered, he hasn't declared all-out war. So Oliver, were you going to speak?
no. I believe you have things under control.
The Ventru have a unique perspective on Cainite society. Dignitas, they call it. You can cooperate there. But, sorry,
You're right.
if he... This makes talking difficult. If he wishes
Me too.
to invite us to his domain, if he attacks us forever, he will bear that as a mark against his legacy and hospitality. If we arrive, I am
Okay.
sure he plans some mischief. But at the very least, there's recourse. And we be in his house.
I will
You
also
know less. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
add for you, Oliver. When it comes to Dignitas, many Ventru would rather die than dishonor themselves.
Yeah, I'm aware.
No, go ahead.
That's why Oliver is backed off. So,
I'm certainly not afraid of anything he might do. I think if he's willing to treat, it might be worth accepting his offer. It's just a matter of who goes, or who goes openly, and who goes, on the side, I suppose. Who goes without being obvious.
So, are you suggesting that some sneak into this soiree?
Well, we certainly have those of us who can get into the city not as members of our party. If we accept, which I think we should, I certainly will go, obviously. I think Sir Oliver is another good candidate. Sister Iris. I would
realize,
think you should come as well. What do you feel?
well, seeing as this Huxley person has seen all 5 of us and would probably be at the soiree, if some of us attempt to show up and would just in the neighborhood, that will seem quite suspicious to one who is already aware
I
of our
will.
presence.
Sorry.
It also, no, I was just also going to add, it just seems like it's spitting in the face of someone who's offered us hospitality.
I think it would
I
be
will
foolish
say-
to all arrive at the front door.
Well, I will say that my presence could make things more difficult for you.
How so?
During my situation in France with the Baron, my sire, my clan is not very fond of me. And it could put you at a strategic disadvantage in any negotiations, where you will be automatically looked down upon for housing a refugee. I'm not against going. I hold no fear. But I'm just trying to let you know that's the case of it.
Well, obviously one of us should stay behind in the city. If you're saying you would be the best person for that job, you can consider that. I think his opinion of you may not be quite as bad as you think, unless he's had a number of dealings in France. But you know best.
It's at your discretion. I'll do as you command, Prince. I simply wanted you to be aware that in the course of Avalon, I'm not a bonus, so to speak.
It's on them. You're worth 5 of any of them.
Well said. Perhaps if we are to accept the invitation, the question isn't so much who should go, but who should stay. I'll entertain any thoughts on that.
While man is a political animal, I am not exactly that. But I would be pleased to accompany, just in case something were to go wrong along the road.
I'd say the same. I don't see much use in me staying behind.
Furthermore,
With...
Oh, hi.
Go ahead.
In the absence of the prince, it's easy enough to name a seneschal. And with that, we can pick among our number and strengthen our power better. Or we can throw a piece of meat to those who have been hungry. The members of the Praxis who perhaps without title or lands.
Keep in mind, Randolph, that while you may not be considered an asset in political conversation, you're walking into the house of Ventru. You're a lower clan, and that's how he will see you. Your awareness and alertness of the things around you is always an asset.
Agreed.
Thank you, Sir Oliver.
Yes, I was
I
thinking
imagine.
if Randolph wanted to come along, that he might be one to come by another route and gather information on the city of Douglas.
I can spy. They'll be expecting it, though.
What?
Probably be waiting for us to do something underhanded to show that we're not to be trusted. I assume it's also one of those issues where no matter what we do, we're exposed a weakness. Are we underhanded and shady, or are we pushovers and abiding? I'd say not to show our hand.
One thing to remember is this. Prince of Douglas Atticus. He is a member of the baronies of Avalon, and though we have not gained the direct eye of Mithras, behind Douglas lies a Leviathan, many tendrils a-swirling.
Keep in mind, though, he's acknowledged you, Prince, as the Prince of
Yes, he
Peel,
has.
and changed his title to the Prince of Douglas. I see no reason that any of us should feel unwelcomed by a member of that clan. Self included, though. I think I should stay back.
So if we are to keep the peace, there's no need to breach it first chance we get.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
You are asking us to spy on them as we come in. That doesn't seem like it is the act of one who wants to work with the other.
I think it depends how it's done. Of course, I won't make Randolph do anything he doesn't wish to do, but I don't believe in all arriving at the front door. I think that's foolish.
I'll
If
do my
it
best
were-
to oh yeah. Aye.
If it were me, I would have you, Prince, obviously, Randolph and Maud arrive at the front door, with them being your retinue of guards. They're lower clan, in his eyes, and will be treated as such, but will be using them in the manner that he would see fit. Meanwhile, Sister Iris and I could stay back if Sister would be so willing, should Sister Morana show up during the time you are gone. She is the best person to deal with that. And I can, of course, resume my normal deeds as protector of the city in your absence.
It does concern me to leave the city with the Tremere just establishing himself, and anyone with powers along those lines would be a good candidate to stay behind, but I will let Iris make her own decisions.
It is thought that Sister Morana might appear and need dealing with, then I shall do as seems fit. Goodness. Packs
Sorry.
are harsh, it seems. Oh, it's alright, you're getting used to the new teeth. That's, yes, and as Sir Oliver said, if he is to resume his duties as protector of the city, then that is someone to keep an eye on, Maine and Oswald.
Oswald.
Yes, we certainly
I
won't be leaving, I think. I don't think leaving before we officially have Maine introduce themselves or set up a mediation between Captain Blackwood and Sister Marana. But we can at least send word that Prince and some of the court will accept the invitation.
And do keep in mind, as Prince, you do have titles, honorary and otherwise, to parcel out like treats, keep the pack loyal. For as much as I despise them, I don't think the Tremere is as big a threat as those who have already been within the domain and might feel overlooked. Even if they have made all of the wrong even if they have made all of the wrong decisions in the past few weeks.
We shall see once we speak to them. I am a bit wary of the Tremere, given the oracle we've just received from Sigurd. Perhaps
Well,
if we stay a bit longer, we can hear back from the Malkavian as well.
It is up to you. Whenever you wish to make the journey. Feel as if we are somewhat speaking in circles at this point, though. So perhaps a choice of when to go, and then once that is made, we can decide what is still left to do and whom is best suited to do such things.
Good idea.
Will not be tomorrow.
Okay.
I will send word that we will go. We will let Huxley have his rest for now.
Mark, I've got a quick question for you. What's the date in game?
It's a good question. The date
would you
is.
like?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Tuesday?
It's a Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
I think probably in
Don't
the
look at
case of
Discord.
like being ancient vampires that are pretty old, dates blur together. The real main important things are the beginning and the end of the year. You are about you're about heading into the winter months.
Yeah. I
Starting to get
wanted
colder,
to
nights are getting
make-
longer.
I wanted to make a kind of like wits and hearth wisdom check to see if like a date could be picked which is auspicious, a way for people to easily get in and parties to easily be thrown, the sort the vampires like to do. Like Yule.
Yuletide.
Yule.
Again, Yuletide, you'd probably be waiting a couple months until
Yeah.
then.
Mm-hmm.
I think
In
you have
that
a
case, never
general
mind.
grasp.
It was
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Are you thinking
I'm
for
not
like
a
5
toreador. I
whole
don't care
minutes?
about events.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll look up some medieval holidays between now and next week and figure
Exactly.
out a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Medieval holidays.
the day of the hay bale.
Yes.
But Randolph says, definitely not tomorrow, but within the week, I should say. It shouldn't take too long with my guidance for you to get to Douglas. But for the rest, we should make sure that our house is in order before we leave it.
That's the concern, yes.
Well, I will say, as you ponder upon these ideas, I will give you some time to think of it, as we will call this session to an end, as we are discussing how you would like to move things forward. And I would like to show you guys the City of Peel political screen.
Hell yeah!
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
Let me
The two of
zoom
them.
this out. So you can see the whole
Later.
thing.
Oswald Malkavian.
Man,
'Cause you don't
you
know the
never
name of
put
the
it in
movie.
Braille for me, Mark.
No, I don't. Sorry.
It's not Mark's fault, it's Roll20's accessibility options.
Exactly. Blame Roll20.
I don't have a name either.
Yeah, there are a few things to note. There are a few roles for the council that for a few roles for the city that have been yet to be handed out. One being the seneschal, another one being the sheriff, another one being the keeper of the Elysium, and the final strong role that is used in this era is the scourge.
Ooh.
There are, of course, harpies, but
Wait,
those
I
are
can
normally
name
given
it.
out to the younger members. But you could decide to choose one of them from amongst your own. But I will note, there are more roles than you have council members for the time being, so
If I go 3 for 3
Yeah.
games as a harpy, or 4 actually, because 4 games that I ended up as a
Yes.
harpy.
Yep. I'm not touching Keeper of Elysium.
I
Maud
No.
would not be a good keeper.
no, I think
No.
Maud's the scourge. I mean,
What? Look at
I
Thomas's
think Iris should
break.
be the scourge. Because she's the one
This
you would
is-
least expect it.
This is my hole in the ground. It's the Elysium. Don't mess up while you're in here.
I mean, a gangrel keeper is not so bad, really. Sometimes it is what's
Ran-
needed.
Randolph is the harpy.
Get out of my
Yes!
island, Frenchman.
I'll kill you.
hey,
Sorry.
See, you don't have the accent to, make it happen and work Randolph's Pacific Isle.
But straight up, I'm glad that Randolph pointed that out, because he's not a political animal, but he's like,
Yes, people care about these and they'll kill about them. They're things you can use to direct their hunt.
Yeah.
I think it is with that
Direct.
we will say good night to our lovely audience.
Good night, lovely audience.
I hope you all enjoyed watching us and all the fucking times we had technical difficulties. I'm gonna find a way to fix that, and I think I found my solution, which is basically
Hooray.
Discord sucks and OBS
Yeah.
sucks. Technology
Fix
sucks.
the damn apps.
Mhm.
But
oh no, you're not going
Sponsored
to start
by-
making us use Roll20's chat, are you, Mark? Please
absolutely
don't.
not. No, I'm absolutely not. With that, we're gonna say some goodbyes, and we're gonna start off with Mars.
Hello, goodbye. I'm Mars, and I played Maud. Slightly, I mean, still sort of monstrous, but less,
Perfect. Beautiful, wonderful.
less, a little bit less this session. I remains slightly.
Slightly less.
little bit.
Next up, Thomas. Give us your outro.
hello, I've been Thomas. I've had an absolutely lovely time,
And my beast comes to the fore, representing itself in my physique. I got a big mouth now.
Yeah.
and that's me.
All right. Next up, Blue. Give us your outro.
Good night, everyone. I have been Blue, playing your Prince of Peel, Gwyneth the Zamitzi, who is already hatching wardrobe plans to help out Randolph, and thinking of what accessories he might look good in and enjoy with his new face.
All right.
Like
Works out well. Yeah.
Potential leader.
Drew, give us your outro.
Hi, I'm Drew. I've been playing Sir Oliver, the Ventrue Knight, which is kind of an oxymoron at some points, but we make it happen. You all have a lovely day, evening, or whatever time it is where you are, and as always, everybody, thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Rebecca, give us your outro.
Farewell, everyone, and just to echo everyone's statements. It's always such a fun time playing with everybody. Rebecca, I played Sister Iris, and goodness, like with all the technical difficulties, it was so fun just going from like, yes, this is me, to like, what the fuck is going on?
Wonderful.
I'm so polite. I
love
want to kill them all.
How we kill
Alright.
this fucking trivia guy?
How do we kill this
How we getting
fucking
this guy?
trivia?
Alright. And with that, I have been Mark, your storyteller, aka the CatsMeow. If you've enjoyed this, we have a bunch of other episodes of the Isle of the Damned series. I also have some other things on my YouTube channel and my Twitch, such as a Halloween special I ran for the group that I normally do Pendragon with. By the way, I also do Pendragon, a ticking time bomb. If you want to find more information for that, check the description, or check the Twitch channel description on the YouTube. There should be a link to our Discord, where if you join up, you should be able to get updates on new stuff whenever we go live, as well as other projects we are doing. Just tell them the Cat's Meow sent you. That's always important. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, give us a follow. Yeah. With that, I wish you all a great, wonderful, and hopefully peaceful night. Lest you find yourself running into the creatures that wander, the monsters that feed upon the poor, unsuspecting innocents. Good night.
Dun dun dun.